Hi everyone. So today we're going to talk about the difference in being able to grow cheaper. So what I want to teach you all at some point, which is the cheapest way, is how to dry your own seeds. It's called a seed garden, and I have one, not for every seed I'm growing this year, but I will have all those seeds saved for next year. So I'm going to start with comparing the prices of $2 type stores and how you can stretch your dollars a little further. So the first store, I was able to buy this, and this is called a coconut core shell. Coconut core is what I use to grow all my vegetables. So you can like grow right in this, and it should do well. It should do really well. Obviously you'd have to put some soil, which leads me to the next thing I'm going to show you, and that is at one of the stores I got 8 pounds of potting soil, 8 pounds of potting soil for $5. And that's a lot of potting soil. This here was a little over $1. And then I also got these at the first store, and these are just tiny. There's 12 of them, and they were like 12 for $1. And you would obviously take the potting soil and put them into these. The next thing I got at that store in particular are garden gloves, which we all need when we're doing gardening, whether we're doing it growing stuff in the house or whether we're growing it outside after we've grown it in the house. And then this particular store had 4 different types of seeds for $1.25. And I've already used the cherry tomatoes. I've already used those, so I can't show you those again because I'm growing those in my house. But as you can see, there's several different types. There's even the lettuce, if you want to grow a garden that is for having salads. This is basil, my favorite. I do a lot of homemade pesto. And then these are waxed beans. And they had others. But as you can see, I got 8, I had 8 packs, but like I said, I used the cherry tomato first. So I don't have it with this in particular. But those I got at the first store. So these were a little over $1. These were 4 for $1.25. These were, I think, $1.25. This was $1.25. And then this was $5, which to me is a really good buy when you're going to start growing your own vegetables. Now this is the second store. This is a great way to grow things in. And this is only $3. And some of these, and you could take the soil and put them right in here if you wanted. And this would be perfect. This would be perfect on a windowsill too. So that's good for that. So that was $3. And then this was $5. And this is 6 dry quarts. So you take this one for the $5. And then you take this one for the $5, and it's almost triple the size. So, but they do have this at the other dollar store. And then one of the other things that they had that I liked very much was this. It's called a tool caddy, but when you're starting to grow, you can have all your tools in here. So you can have all your seeds, packets. You can have the tools you're going to need to do the seeds. You can have the containers that you're going to grow the seeds in. And sorry about that. You can have the containers that you're going to grow the seeds in. And so there's a lot that you can do. But I really, really wanted to show you that you can garden pretty inexpensively. Now, I have the cherry tomatoes from one of the dollar stores. And as they grow, I'm going to show you. They haven't, it's only been a week, so they're not coming through. Although, ironically, a lot of the herbs are coming through that I had to start. Because you start at different times for whatever you're growing zone in. and I'm in growing zone 8. So I had to start my tomatoes about 6 to 8 weeks before the last frost. And our last frost here in North Carolina is generally about the very beginning of April or the end of March. So that's important when you're learning how to grow things. Now, the other piece that I wanted to make a point of is if you can't afford the $3 for this, not a problem. You may have things around your house that you can use. For instance, I'm a big oatmeal eater. And so technically what you can do is cut this in half, and you'd be able to use each half to grow because you have the top here and you have the bottom here. Now you'll have to have them on something that can absorb the water if water leaks. But again, you could cut this in half, put your soil in there, and grow your seeds. And I have another. This is because my can opener went on the fritz, so I had to get another one. So again, this you could cut down, put soil in there. Now, if you wanted to, you can put like a 13 count plastic bag in there first and then do this. But again, if you have a box, and this is insulated because it's got that plastic or whatever they call it, wax on it. So this is very, very good to use. I'm going to come up with my next one. Now these I got over the holidays. So they're just a container of fruit slices, which I love. And again, what you could do is you can take the top off this. Obviously you'd wash it out really good. You could use the bottom for water to be collected in. You would make, a couple little holes with tiny nails in the bottom. You'd put the potting soil in there, and you could start plants using this. So I'm just trying to give you some ideas that it doesn't cost a lot to plant. The most expensive thing is going to be your potting soil. And then this, I just got some stuff delivered. I am an avid canner, which I will show you all how I do that towards the end of the season of growing. But this box had my canning supplies in it, some of my canning jars. But this is huge. Technically, if you wanted to even use this outside to grow stuff in, after you've grown everything inside, you take a decent sized plastic bag, put it in here, make holes in the bottom, put your soil in, and then you take your plants that you grew, however much you have, and this could be used for planting as well. So my goal with this page is about doing what we can do with what we have. Just because I do something a certain way doesn't mean that you have to. The most important thing for me to be teaching is you can utilize whatever you have at home. I mean, what if you have a pot that, I burnt stuff in pots and not been able to screen, and been able to use them again. If you have an old pot, all you have to do is make sure everything is clean, because being sanitary when you're doing this is very important. Because if it's like I showed in the last video, using the plastic gloves when I'm doing my own soil, because you don't want any cross-contamination, because that increases the likelihood that you'll grow fungus, and fungus kills plants. So that's how I look at it. And so I have made the decision to make this particular video live, actually make the page live, so anybody could come to it from now on. And I would like to encourage you all to write in the comments of the videos what you would like me to work on in the future to teach. Next video, I almost have it done already, because I went ahead and I had to grow all the tomatoes. I had to grow all the herbs that had to be grown in February. So I grew them. So while I was doing that, I videoed all of it, and I just have to splice it and put it together. And my goal is to get that out this week. But after that video, just let me know. I was going to do sprouts after that, And to be honest, never grew sprouts in my life. Like them, but I've never grown them. So I have some sprout containers, and I'll show you. And I don't know if you all know about Temu. That's where I got a lot of my stuff, actually. It was from Temu, for my supplies this year. And one thing I didn't get, as I'm remembering, is I didn't get the tools, to show you the tools. Now you can get those in the dollar stores themselves. One store is like $1, the other store is maybe $2. Not sure, that everything wasn't out when I was there. But you also don't need to have a bunch of tools. If you have utensils that you don't use, or that are scraped or whatever, you can do that. You can put the seeds in, make your holes, put a little water in, and put the seeds in, and then put the soil back on top. So you don't even need the tools. So I don't want you to feel that way either, because this is about teaching, and it's about teaching what we can do with what we have. So thank you for watching this, and I'll see you in the next one.